Hello, I'm Letitia Baldrige, and I'm delighted to bring you our program on American table manners. I've been observing people's table manners for many years, having served in diplomatic life with our American ambassadors in Paris and Rome, and having been part of the Kennedy White House as head of Jacqueline Kennedy's staff. And of course, my biggest problem has been coping with our own children's table manners. Now, I realize that the words table manners, for many of us, conjure up images of painfully correct people sitting uncomfortably around a formal dinner table, in front of a daunting array of flatware plates, crystal, and what have you, worrying about which knife or fork to pick up first. But let's forget about the knives and forks for a moment and discuss what table manners really are. They're eating rituals that have evolved over a long period of time for very practical reasons, and most of them have to do with neatness, cleanliness, and order. Underlying all good table manners is a universal desire not to offend, and to ensure that those who come to our table will have a pleasant and enjoyable dining experience. This program is a comprehensive, common-sense guide to contemporary American table manners. Although we can't guarantee it will make you wittier, or more charming, or a better conversationalist, it will make you a better host and a better guest in any dining situation. One final piece of advice. If, as an adult, you make a mistake, even a major gaffe at the table, make a joke about yourself and forget it. I know that's the thing to do because I do it all the time.
So, you gonna tell me what this is all about?
It's about table manners. Didn't anyone ever tell you not to talk with your mouth full?
It's got fat on it. I hate fat. I really hate fat.
Henry! Norman! Could you manage to unglue yourselves from those chairs long enough to do me the honor of eating the dinner I've worked all day to prepare?
By God, you're right. From now on, this family's gonna mind their manners.
Small portions, please. You can always ask for seconds.
Or thirds, or fourths.
Gentlemen, I'd like to toast this wonderful meeting of East and West and to a very long and profitable relationship.
Okay. Please tell me how these tips work in America.
I know. It's a Weight Watcher's nightmare. But eating wouldn't be much fun if we couldn't indulge ourselves once in a while. I remember the first time I tried one of these. I was in love with an older man, Frederick Aloysius Hornblatt Jr. Whew, he was in the 7th grade. You wouldn't believe the crush I had on him. We were both sloppy eaters, so it was a match made in heaven. Come to think of it, most of the people I really like were introduced to me over food. Food brings people together. We make friends over food. We romance over food. We argue with one another, comfort one another. Well, you name it. And one way or another, we've done it with food. Eating is a very social activity, and since a person with good table manners is more comfortable to be around, parents should begin to teach their children as soon as they're able to come to the table.
More milk, Mommy.
Can you be careful?
Yes.
Can you say please?
Please.
Amanda! Well, no one said it was going to be easy. Good table manners don't come naturally. But if parents don't teach their children manners, it's very likely that no one else will. The first and most important thing a child should be taught about what to say at the table are three things, and they form the foundation of all good table manners, and that is please, thank you, and sorry. The second is not to talk with your mouth full. There's nothing you have to do or say that's so important that it can't wait until you're finished chewing your food, right?
Whoa! Whoa! Hey, did you see that thing? That guy's got great reflexes. Whoa! Really great reflexes! All right, we're gonna win this one! Well, excuse me! Hey, that's okay, no problem. Come on, Cougars, get the lead out!
Enough is enough, hey!
What?
Hey, what's going on here? Where am I?
Where you can't do any more harm.
I don't understand what's happening.
I know, that's why you're here.
Are you gonna tell me what this is all about?
It's about table manners.
Huh?
Didn't anyone ever tell you not to talk with your mouth full and to be careful with your food?
Sure, my mom.
Well?
Well, I'm at a hockey game, for Pete's sake. Well, it was a hockey game.
That's no excuse. Table manners apply no matter where you are.
But it's a hockey game.
That's still no excuse. You're spoiling the game for that poor man. The least you could do is...
Nothing.
It's true. But that won't get you back to the game.
What do you want from me, lady?
I want you to stop making a pest out of yourself. I want you to go back there and to apologize to that man for...
For what?
I can see this isn't going to be easy.
Okay. You're right. You're right. I know I get a little too excited sometimes. I'll apologize. Now, will you send me back to the game? Please?
You're going to need this.
Yeah!
In my house, there was one time when my mother insisted that we all practice our very best table manners, and that was at Sunday dinner. Not only in my house, but in many American homes, this is a special meal, a time when family and friends come together in good cheer to enjoy good food and good company with no distractions and no...
I'll get it.
That's Mary Beth. Tell her you'll call her back. We're gonna have dinner now.
Hello? Hi, Mary Beth. Yeah. All right, I heard. Isn't that great? It's 30 what? From their own 25 line. So far, what? Just a minute. Turn down the TV. I can't hear. Mom, will you tell Norm to turn that down?
Tell her you'll call her back after dinner.
What?
The ball is snapped.
Farrah
hands off to his ball program.
Lauren, the whole world doesn't want to listen.
Debbie!
Mom, this is a very important call.
Hang up the phone. Now, and help set the table.
I'll call you back. Bye. How come he gets to watch TV while I do all the work around here?
It's his turn to do the dishes.
Okay.
Along with Messer and Hammer, they have held the hatches to a meager 2 yards to carry and have locked them up tight. The hatches have been forced to either run wide or throw the ball. One thing the Doomsday Machine hasn't been able to do is to force Slinger, the hatches quarterback, out of the pocket and make a scramble. The one time Slinger did venture out of the pocket, cost the hatches a total of 9 yards.
Poor June. I guess her family doesn't realize that this is supposed to be a family dinner. June's using paper napkins. Some people prefer cloth, but most of us use paper napkins at almost every meal. Spoons and knives belong on the right side of the plate. The spoon goes first, then the knife, with the blade facing the plate. Dinner forks go on the left. The same fork is used for the salad, which is usually served on the dinner plate. There are, however, places in the West, like California, where salad is eaten on a separate plate, and sometimes it is served as a first course. That's the way American families eat. To save time or dishwashing or whatever, Americans usually use one fork for both the main course and the salad. Water goblets, wine glasses, and milk glasses go above and to the right of the dinner plate. Ketchup bottles, milk cartons, soda cans, and other containers don't belong on the dinner table. Condiments and beverages should come to the table in proper dishes or glasses, not straight from the grocery shelves. Of course, you'd never use ketchup with a roast.
Okay, everyone, dinner's ready. Am I the only one eating? Henry, Norman, could you manage to unglue yourselves from those chairs long enough to do me the honor of eating the dinner I've worked all day to prepare? And if Her Highness is upstairs on that phone, would she please hang up and honor us with her presence?
Second time Billings has played this season, and what a tight spot for the rookie to be in.
Why couldn't we eat at halftime?
Because dinner's ready now. Pass the salad.
Maybe we can bring the TV in here.
You can eat dinner with your family or you can watch TV, but you're not doing both.
What's wrong with her? Excuse me. Man, we're gonna miss the whole game.
Don't talk, and you'll get finished faster. Salt.
Oh, gross!
Here, I made this especially for you two.
Hey, what about me?
Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure that you get yours. Here, let me.
Will you look at the way they're treating her? No one seems to appreciate her efforts or care much about her feelings.
What do you mean we don't care? We all love June. She's a wonderful person. Wonderful.
Anyone who says I don't care about my mom is gonna end up with a flat face.
Yeah, she's the best. The best. We all love her.
Well, you certainly have a strange way of showing it.
So what did we do that was so wrong?
You're all acting as if the meal she cooked doesn't matter to you, that at best it's an inconvenience. After all, the things you're doing are so much more important. Have any of you taken the time to consider her feelings?
You're right. What can we do?
Make it up to her.
How?
Like this.
The Spartans come up to the line.
Hey, everybody, dinner's ready.
I'll call you back later.
Touchdown! Touchdown! Right into the hands of...
Honey, the table looks great.
Now you're cooking. When dinner's ready, the TV goes off. Same for the phone. No calls. And Henry, that was a nice touch.
Yeah? Thanks.
You should all wait for June to sit before you sit. It's good to know when to sit down. Children should learn to wait for Mom to sit before they do. Then hopefully when they go into the business world, they'll know enough to wait for the boss to sit before they do.
Hear that, kids?
So, what if she tells us to sit down?
Then sit.
Everybody sit. Don't wait for me.
Well? Napkins.
Now?
As soon as you sit down. Henry.
No?
No. Napkins go on your lap. If it's a large napkin, open it halfway with the fold toward the table. Small napkins should be open all the way. Norm. Napkins are for wiping your mouth, not your nose. Do that with a tissue in the bathroom. Debbie, wait for your mother. And besides, the soup course comes first, and don't start eating until everyone is present.
Why not?
Your mother spent a long time making this meal. It's very rude to begin without her.
Okay, you go with hot.
Norm, spoon away from yourself.
Why?
To avoid spilling it on yourself. And Norm, bring the food to your mouth, not your mouth to the food.
You're not having any? I've always been sloppy with soup.
Try holding the napkin in front of you when you eat things like soup.
It's okay to do that?
Why not? Put the napkin back on your lap when you're finished, and leave the spoon in the bowl. If you're using an underplate, leave the spoon on that. Debbie, in some countries, making lots of noise while eating soup is okay. But here we try to eat as silently as possible.
Is it okay to pick this thing up to finish it?
Sure, when only the broth is left. Pick it up and drink it. You shouldn't drink out of any type of bowl, but with a mug, or if the bowl has handles on it, then it's okay.
This bowl has handles on it.
Yes, it does. And should be picked up with one hand only.
I knew all of that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Stop lying.
Norm, Debbie, never argue at the table. No one wants to listen to arguing.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Will you do the honors?
Nice. With white wine, fill the glass about 2/3 full. With red wine, fill it about halfway.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Serve yourself last. June goes first, then the children. And by the way, always pass food left to right.
To the right.
Always. And be sure to leave the serving pieces and plates in a position that make it easy for the next person to serve themselves.
Whatever you say.
Who are you talking to?
Small portions, please. You can always ask for seconds.
Or thirds, or fourths.
Never mention how much food someone takes or eats.
Even if that someone's making a pig out of himself.
Especially not then.
Can we start eating now?
Eat.
Am I missing something? No, Mom. The food looks great.
please.
Taste it first.
What?
Taste the food before seasoning it.
But I like salt.
But you're being rude to the cook, and maybe, just maybe, it doesn't need any.
Okay.
I thought you said we could start eating.
So start. Debbie, get your elbows off the table. It's all right to rest your wrists on the edge of the table. The wrists are okay, but no elbows. Unless you're between courses, then it's all right to put your elbows up. Norm, don't hold the knife like that. Hold it between your thumb and forefinger. And don't cut all the meat at once. One small piece at a time, please. Never put a used knife back on the tablecloth. The knife goes on the side of the plate. Blade in. And Norm...
What?
Elbows off the table.
Yes, sir, sir.
Norman!
It's got fat on it. I hate fat. I really hate fat.
Debbie, if you have to do that, cover your mouth. The same goes for coughing or sneezing. Keep your hand over your mouth.
And never ever burp or belch at the table, right?
Never. Norman, once you put food in your mouth, you have to swallow it, no matter how much you hate it.
Oh, yeah? Well, what if it's a bone?
Bones can come out again, or gristle, but don't spit it out. What you should do is use your tongue to push the gristle onto your fork, then put it on the plate quietly. That's fine, but try not to make a show of it.
How disgusting.
Look who's talking, little Miss Piggy.
Meathead.
Potato.
Enough. If you two want to fight, leave the table. I want to enjoy my dinner.
That's right. One more word and you two are history.
Never shout at the table. It's very unpleasant.
Who's shouting?
Look, maybe we should try this again. Okay, Norm. Good. Knife between thumb and forefinger. And cut small pieces. Knife on the side of the plate. Wrists on the edge of the table. Fork in the right hand. You're doing fine.
Gee, thanks, Coach.
What's wrong? Hurt your face?
Debbie, don't mash your food. It's the same as playing with it.
But I like them mashed.
Eat it the way it's served, as a courtesy to the chef.
Dad, can we go to the movies tonight? I want to see Terminator 2. It's about this fake cop who's scoping for this kid who stuck a knife through this guy's eye while he was taking a drink of milk, and all this blood comes squirting out.
That's just what I want to hear when I'm eating.
She's right. It's inappropriate table conversation. No talk of violence, gore, or death while eating, please.
Can we go, Dad?
You really want me to go to the movies with you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's rated R, and I can't get in without an adult.
You know, Norm, it's nice to know you kids still enjoy our company.
I want to go to the doctor.
Debbie, hold up your hand if you want to say something. That should stop the conversation until you've had time to swallow your food.
I want to go see the doctor.
Something wrong, honey? You're not feeling well?
No, Mom, it's the name of a movie.
No way. It's T2 or nothing, right, Dad?
Too loud. Keep it soft at the table. Remember, there are other people here besides you.
Yeah, sure. Who asked you to come?
I think we should all go. We haven't been to a movie together in months.
Okay, what'll we see?
One at a time. One at a time. Remember, this is supposed to be a conversation.
Pass the potatoes, please. Thank you.
Debbie, never ever reach across someone else's plate. That's private space.
If we have to do all this stuff, we'll never get to eat.
It's not just eating, Debbie. People also want to enjoy their meal and each other.
Yeah, Debbie, come on. We want to enjoy our meal.
No one could enjoy themselves around you.
Could we just have one meal without the arguing?
Dream on, Mom.
What are you doing?
I've got something stuck. It's driving me crazy.
Well, take care of it in the bathroom, not at the table.
We aren't getting mad, are we?
Ask to be excused first.
We are getting mad.
Ask.
Excuse me.
Put your napkin on the chair. No one wants to look at your dirty napkin while they're trying to eat.
You put it there.
Do it.
Not at the table.
Oh, look, folks. Table manners are very practical things. There's a reason behind almost everything we do. The primary reason, of course, is to show our concern for others. We don't want to offend anyone or spoil their meal, particularly when that someone is your mother or your wife. Do you realize how long and hard she's worked just to please you?
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, sorry, Mom.
And Henry, do you know you're raising two deprived children?
My kids are not deprived. Look around, they've got everything.
Except table manners. If you don't teach them good manners now, you'll be depriving them of one of the most basic tools they'll need to be successful later on. This is particularly true in the business world. The way we conduct ourselves in business or social situations will have a strong positive or negative effect on the people we most want to impress.
By God, you're right. From now on, this family's gonna mind their manners.
Okay, that's it. Who are you all talking to?
Well, if you think that's weird, just wait till the music starts.
Music?
Well, how we doing?
Class dismissed. That will be quite enough. Thank you. Now, let's take a look at another dining situation in which the stakes are often very high and the players try to
close this deal.
Remember the game plan.
Quarterback calls the signals.
The ritual you're about to witness is known as the business lunch. In this game, points are scored by how you present yourself, your dress, your manners, the consideration you show your guests. Here's where all those table manners you were supposed to have learned at home really pay off. By the way, the man showing Sergei and Stefan to their table is known as the maitre d', or more formally maitre d'hotel. He's the head waiter for or owner of the restaurant and acts as the restaurant's host. Though it is often ignored today, it is still good manners for a man to remain standing until the woman has taken her seat. But in a crowded restaurant, to avoid confusion, it's best for everyone to sit down quickly and not wait for the woman.
Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like a bottle of Western water, please.
Sir, would you like a glass of water?
No, not this water. Western water in a little fancy green bottle.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Do you mean mineral water?
Exactly.
Is true that people in this country pay $2 for a little bottled water?
Well, no. Actually, it's closer to $4.
$4? I think I'm going to enjoy being capitalist.
I too will have this water.
I'll inform the waiter.
You cannot bring?
No, sir.
Why not?
Sergei.
What? Who is speaking?
The man you're talking to is the busboy, the waiter's assistant. He clears tables, fills water glasses, puts bread on the table.
So he cannot bring water?
A glass of water, yes. But if the water comes in bottles, the waiter must serve it. But Sergei...
Yes?
At a restaurant like this, the host takes charge of the meal. They order the wine, talk to the waiters. If you want something or need something, speak to your host.
I should talk to him?
To her.
Oh, thank you. Please ask him to inform the waiter.
Whenever you get a chance.
Well, Mr. Popoff, how are you enjoying your stay in America?
Sergei, please, to call me Sergei.
Oh, I'm sorry. How do you pronounce it?
Sergei.
Sergei, and I am Stefan.
Stefan.
Your English is very good, Stefan.
Oh, thank you, but not so good. His is better.
Paying a compliment to someone is a good way to put them at ease.
true. I am feeling more relaxed already.
Well, while we're waiting to order, perhaps I can tell you a little bit more about what our company can do for you. Our firm can handle all your design and construction needs from bridges to skyscrapers. Our architects can put together a package that'll be more than
Excuse me, please. You are architect?
She's our best.
You are the one who designed Vladivostok Bridge.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Yes.
I designed it, Don built it.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The chef's specials for today are polo alla griglia, arzavola e salsa con funghi, and linguine alla marinara.
Why are these special?
Maybe rest of menu not so good.
No. Besides including food that's in season, specials represent the artistry of the chef. You should always listen to a description of the specials before you order, because they're often the best food the restaurant has to offer.
Is he waiter?
He's the table captain.
What?
The head waiter in charge of this section of the restaurant.
So, he cannot order my drink either?
No, only the waiter.
Would you have the waiter bring us a mineral water, please?
Oh, certainly, Allan.
Very important for him. He's waiting long time for this. Water sold in little bottles, a big symbol of capitalistic enterprise.
I'll inform the waiter.
Thank you.
Is there anything else to do for you?
Yes, someone behind us is smoking. Would you ask them to stop, or can we change our seats?
I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
The table captain is here to make sure that you have an enjoyable dining experience. If there's a problem with your waiter or the food or other guests, or with your seating, ask your host to talk to the captain.
Thank you. That is very informative.
This is not English.
It's Italian.
Italian? We come all the way to America to eat Italian food?
Well, this city is famous for its Italian restaurants.
Do you know Italian food?
Sure. Pizza. What Italian food should we eat?
Well, let's see. Why don't we start with a little pasta? A demi-pasta, okay?
Whatever you say.
And then maybe veal or chicken. I know. Let's start with half order of the paglia e fieno, and then we'll follow with a polo alla griglia. It's a simple broiled chicken, but it is so delicious. You're going to love it. Trust me on this one.
I trust you already.
I am full of trust.
May I take your orders?
Are we ready?
Sure.
Okay. We'll have half an order of the paglia e fieno, and we'll follow that with the entree, the polo alla griglia.
Is this for everyone?
Yes.
What happens if I do not like the food?
If you don't like something, just leave it on your plate, and no one should comment about someone else's food.
Is he waiter?
Yes, in the flesh.
Oh, good. Has he been informed?
Oh, would you please bring us a mineral water?
Mineral water.
You know it is very hard to order in this restaurant.
I'm sorry, we don't have mineral water.
Oh, no.
It's disaster.
What can be done?
Actually, in America, club soda is very popular.
Is this true?
Symbolically speaking.
Okay, forget mineral water. Today, I drink like an American.
One club soda, please.
Right away.
Does a man in this country order for the woman?
Not anymore. Women usually do their own ordering. But if he's on a date, a man may order for the woman. He's the sommelier, the wine steward.
Yes, I understand. He is for wine only.
Not only that, he's a wine expert, and his suggestions should at least be heard before you make your selections.
I am, how do you say, full of ears?
All yours.
I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have about any of our wines.
Thank you.
We have an excellent selection of wines from the Chianti region of Italy and from Vouvray, France.
Which is the red?
The Chianti is a hearty, full-bodied red wine, and the Vouvray is a fine, dry white wine with just the slightest hint of sweetness to it.
Which do you recommend?
What will you be having?
We're having the polo alla griglia.
Ah, then perhaps a Vouvray.
Any preference?
Whatever you wish. I'm sure you'll choose the best.
Don?
I'll go along with Stefan.
Okay, we'll try the Vouvray, please.
Very good.
Now, about wine. Traditionally, white wine went with fish. But today, regardless of what's being eaten, some people like red wine throughout the meal because white wine is too acidic for them. Some people like white wine all through the meal, even with a roast. So we can forget about the fact that white wine goes with fish and red wine with meat. A good host will ask his or her guests which wine they prefer, red or white, and then order accordingly.
What is she doing with the cork?
She's squeezing it to make sure that the cork isn't all dried out and that the wine has been stored properly on its side. The custom of tasting wine started because people feared being poisoned. Today, the host tastes the wine to determine if it's good.
What if the wine is bad?
Well, if the wine's gone to vinegar, Linda should let the sommelier taste it and ask for another bottle. And remember, wine should always be sipped to fully enjoy its flavor.
We'd like another about halfway through the meal, please.
Very good.
I'd like to propose a toast.
Oh, it's disaster! Oh, what I do!
No, really, it's fine. Don't...
But I make the mess.
Relax, Stefan. Let Linda take care of it. She's the host. It's her responsibility.
I'm so sorry. Here.
No, really, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's perfectly all right, really.
What's she doing now?
Trying to catch the busboy's eye.
Catch his eye?
Make eye contact. When she does, she'll slightly raise her hand to let him know she wants him to come over.
Oh, would you please see that my guest has another glass of water? Thank you. Gentlemen, I'd like to toast this wonderful meeting of East and West and to a very long and profitable relationship.
To a long and profitable relationship.
Why does not she stand?
You stand at large dinner parties, but not in restaurants. Here, just be sure to look at the person giving the toast and wait for her to drink first.
I, too, would like to propose a toast. How I do this?
Well, if you're going to toast someone, look at them, raise your glass, and sip.
Then I am the only one who gets to sip the wine? Lucky me.
No, everyone at the table should also look at the person being toasted. Then they raise their glasses and take a sip after you do.
Everyone?
No, people being toasted never drink to themselves. They should just sit there and smile.
To gracious and forgiving host.
This is very good. Very good.
Why does she eat her bread like that?
Bread should be broken into a small piece, buttered, and then eaten before the next piece is broken off. That's it, but put the pat of butter on the bread plate first. Then butter the bread and leave the knife on the plate, blade in. When you don't know how to eat a certain food, imitate your host, and remember, it's always acceptable to ask.
Good idea. How do you do that?
Here, like this.
If you get too much on your fork, start over with a smaller amount. Not with your fingers.
Why not? This is how we eat chicken in my country, with fingers.
I know, but here the general rule is, if you have a knife and fork, use them first.
Okay, you say so. I do it.
That's the continental way of eating.
You don't do this here?
Some do, but in this country we hold our fork in our right hand. We put it in our left hand only when we're using a knife to cut something.
So this is wrong?
Not at all. In many ways it's much more practical. You don't have to put the knife down before every bite. Go right ahead.
Easy enough for me.
When we're finished, we never push our plates away or lean back in our chairs or say how full we are. If we wish to take a pause from eating but are not yet finished, we simply cross the knife and fork on the plate. When we are finished, we just lay the fork and knife on the right side of the plate, parallel to each other. This is a signal for the busboy to come and remove the plates.
You can't see the dessert menu.
They have some wonderful desserts here if you have any room left.
It is very little room.
Yes, we'll see the menus.
The host is always last to answer and to order. If one or more of the guests ask for a dessert menu, the host must also take one. If only one guest orders dessert, the host should also order something.
Even if she does not want anything?
Even if she doesn't want anything.
What if more than one person orders something?
Then the host's off the hook.
Hook? How did she get on hook?
It means she doesn't have to order if she doesn't want to.
What is this?
Oh, that's the tiramisu. It's absolutely heavenly if you like cream.
Oh, I do, but I think the room is full.
Nothing for me, thank you. I'll have coffee, though.
Done?
Yeah, coffee would be fine.
No desserts, but we'll have 2 coffees and the check now, please.
Excellent.
We will pay for this.
Oh, no, it's our treat.
But we should pay nothing?
In the United States, the person who invites you to a restaurant must select the restaurant, make the reservations, tell you where to go, and pay the bill.
And friends do this also?
At a business meal, it's just understood. But even friends should agree who pays for what beforehand. Dutch treat, separate checks, whatever.
Dutch? You have many in this country?
Dutch treat means that each person or each couple will pay for themselves.
Oh, good. We go Dutch. She pays for meal, we pay tip.
Absolutely not. Linda pays.
We insist.
Sergey.
Okay. Please tell me how these tips work in America.
The first thing you should understand about tipping is that, in principle, tipping is not required. You're supposed to tip only if you've enjoyed the food and received prompt and courteous service. But in reality, you should always tip because very often it represents most of the income that the staff will receive. If the service was poor, what you do is tip a lower percentage of the bill.
How much?
In a fancy restaurant, you tip 20% of the bill, minus the wine and the taxes. If you're in a modest restaurant, tip 15%. And in a fast food restaurant, if somebody has worked really hard for you, give them 10%. In a restaurant like this, tip 20%. The waiter will get 2/3 of the tip and the captain 1/3. If you want to be really savvy, mark on the dinner check under gratuities how much to give to the waiter and how much to give to the captain. 8% of the wine bill goes to the sommelier. You call him over and pay him cash. And then tip the maitre d' only if he got you a table on a difficult day, if he changed your table to make you happy, or if he's given you some extra special service. You put a $10 bill in his hand as you walk out. Otherwise, you don't have to give him anything. Other people to tip.
Huh?
$1 to $2 per coat to the coat check if you've checked your coats, briefcases, etc. 1 or 2 more to the doorman if he gets you a cab. And another $1 or 2 to the parking valet for bringing your car to you.
Is enough?
Yes, that should do nicely.
Oh, it's already been taken care of.
Next time, listen to voice.
What? You hear voice too?
Yes.
Oh, good. I thought I am going crazy.
I don't think Sergey will be hearing any more voices. At least I hope not. Now, what did I want to talk about next? Oh, yes. Every so often it's fun to have a more formal sit-down dinner at home. But it does take some planning. So let's talk briefly about the protocol for an event like this. Invitations should be sent out 4 weeks, even 5 weeks in advance. And if you're invited, you must RSVP as soon as possible. And if you accept the invitation and you're a vegetarian or on a strict diet, you should keep that information to yourself. Your host is not a short-order cook and shouldn't be expected to prepare 5 or 6 different meals for his or her guests. So if you have a diet problem, don't discuss it. Simply take what you can. Eat lots of rice or vegetables or whatever. But don't make your host have guilt feelings. Now, let's see what a table setting looks like.
On more formal occasions like this, use a neatly pressed, spotless tablecloth or nice fabric placemats. There are some beautiful ones that are just as formal as a tablecloth. Perfect.
Excuse me?
I said it's perfect.
Thank you.
Today's table settings are neat and simple. What is that? It's way too much. For most formal dinners, this is the way the table is set. You start with either fish course or soup. People are not giving you soup, fish, and meat these days. They're either having soup or fish, plus a main course. Which are you serving?
A soup.
So get rid of all those spoons and knives. Put the soup spoon on the right side of the plate. Now, put the knife between the spoon and the plate. Blade facing the plate. Good. Now, let's do the forks. Your meat fork and salad fork go on the left. Meat fork first, then the salad fork next to the plate. Now, put the dessert spoon and fork above the plate, spoon on the top facing left, fork right. That's it.
That's what?
It's all you need. Very elaborate settings are archaic and not done anymore. By the way, the butter plates are optional.
No butter plate?
This table is very crowded, so let's remove them.
What do I do with my roll?
You can put it on the tablecloth or your dinner plate. Now, for the glasses.
Not my glasses.
Let's see what we have here. A white wine glass on the far right, then a red wine glass and a water glass. Good. And a champagne glass in the rear. It looks very nice, but today's hosts usually serve a white wine or a red, not both, so you won't need two glasses. Now, are we serving champagne?
No.
Then get rid of that glass, too. Cloth napkins, nice, but they're usually placed at the center of the dinner plate, or you can put them to the left of the forks. I see you're using place cards. It's a good idea to use them whenever you're having more than 8 guests. Just be sure to separate husbands and wives. Put people together who are fun to talk to, mixing both generations and sexes. If you have a guest of honor, sit him next to the hostess on her right, or if it's a woman, sit her to the right of the host. The cards themselves can go anywhere above the place settings, or on top of the napkins. At a formal dinner, put a person's title and last name on these cards. For example, Dr. Smith, Bishop Jones, Mr. White. Remember, for an unmarried woman without a title, use Ms. By the way, dinners usually begin between 7 and 8 p.m. and last about 3 hours. Guests can arrive up to a half hour late, but any later than that would be impolite. What time did you tell the guests to arrive?
Anytime after 7. Dinner's served at 8.
Fine. Serve cocktails and soft drinks until 8 o'clock, then sit down to dinner at 8 sharp, even if your guest of honor is late.
Is there anything else?
Yes. You better get ready. Your guests arrive in less than an hour.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
Who are you?
Now's the time to put on your napkin and signal for the waiters to begin serving. At a formal dinner, nothing is passed around the table. Everything is served to the guests. Waiters serve food starting with the guest of honor from the guest's left. Plates are removed from the guest's right, and since it's the host's responsibility to see that everyone there has enough food, he'll always be served last. At a dinner like this, the soup is served first, followed by the bread and then the wine. By the way, the wine should be served from a bottle that is wrapped in a napkin to help with any spillage. And when you drink white wine, hold the glass by the stem.
Oh.
Could you please take that to the kitchen, clean the glasses, and bring Mrs. Wilson another bowl of soup? Yes. Thank you.
That's the way. The host's main responsibility is to take care of his guests. The guest could also make light of the mishap to put others at ease.
The soup looks so interesting, I thought I'd get a closer look.
When the host rises, it's a signal for the guests to leave the table for coffee or whatever. I better get back to this before it turns into a milkshake. You know, when you're home alone, you're in your own company, and you're free to eat just about any way you want. But when you're with others, it's not just eating. Good table manners show your concern for others and that you want them to be at ease and to enjoy themselves. That's what social dining is really all about. Heavenly.